All right, the court is calling 2023 CR 10366, State of Texas versus Claudel Dwayne Carney. Could I have parties announced for the record, please, for the state?
Daniel Escobar for the state of Texas.
Denny
Okay.
Callahan, defense.
And are you Mr. Carney?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
All right, you entered a plea to count one. You entered a plea of no contest to the offense of aggravated robbery. Punishment is to be assessed at 10 years in the prison. There's an affirmative finding of deadly weapon. The state is opposing your application for deferred adjudication. Have both parties had a chance to review the PSI report, state?
Yes, Judge.
Defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any objections to the PSI report, state?
No,
Defense?
No, Your Honor.
Any witnesses, state?
no,
Defense?
No, Your Honor. Only allocution.
All right. State, you're opposed?
yes.
And why?
Your Honor, it's mainly due to the defendant's criminal history. He does have 2 prior felonies here in Bexar County. And he does have an extensive history out of the state in Louisiana. So it's mainly on criminal history, Judge.
All right. Defense?
May I present his allocution in writing? I've shown it to the prosecutor already.
And no objection, Judge.
All right, yes, you may. And just give me a moment to read this.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Callahan?
Your Honor, there's a mental health factor in this case, and you can see that in the PSI. Draw your attention to page 9. If he would profit, and so would society if you would give him supervision. He's motivated because now he has a child to change his life. He's also pushing 40. That's another motivation. The victim in this case was not injured, was threatened, but not injured. And his property was returned to him. I asked the court to consider deferred adjudication with mixed supervision. In the alternative, I asked for 180 days in jail before the imposition of deferred adjudication. I think he would like to say a few words to the court himself.
All right. Would you like to speak? Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Name is Claudel Dwayne Carney.
All right. Defense?
May he narrate, Your Honor?
Yes, if there's no objection from the state,
Okay.
you may.
Your Honor, I know what I did wrong, and I'm terribly sorry for disrespecting the court by coming up in this place. And I recently lost 2 jobs, and I was hit by an 18-wheeler inside of an Uber, and that's how I lost both of my jobs. And I ventured off to go into the streets, and that was my intention was not to. This guy was my friend at first, and it wasn't my fault that I got hit by this 18-wheeler and lost both of my jobs. But I just want to say that if I could right my wrongs and to try to pay restitutions, and furthermore, I just recently found out I have a child, ma'am, and I came all the way from New Orleans just to try to find her, and I found her. And I deeply apologize, Ms. Boyd, if I know my record is bad, and I'm a good person. I come from a military family, and it's about accountability and holding myself accountable. If I'm wrong, I know what I did, but if I can fix it, man, I have one chance just to fix it. That's all I'm asking.
Anything further?
And recently my brother just passed away, who I stay with. He went to sleep and never woke back up. He had a heart attack. And my little cousin, I just missed both of their funerals, man. I'm sitting in this jailhouse, and I'm realizing how many people is passing away, and time does not stop when you come to a place like this. And I'm tired of my conscience is eating up at me for what I did wrong. But this the hand that I had chose, this the bed that I chose to lay in. And if I can fix it with the victim and help him out as well to try to pay it forward, man, I will. And I will be sure to do that and try to. And also, I don't have the one to look after my child no more, man. My brother was there for her. He was a school teacher. And I come from a nice, beautiful family, ma'am.
So because you come from a nice, beautiful family, why are you here?
I'm here.
No, I mean, why are you? Because I've looked at your criminal history. Why are you say you have a military family, you say you come from a good family. So I don't understand why you're making the choices that you're making in your life. Why are you making these choices? Because you had a choice.
Yes, ma'am.
Buy your phone or take somebody else's phone. You chose to take somebody else's phone.
You know, the crazy part is I had a phone on me that day, ma'am. I had my own phone.
Yeah, so that's why I'm trying to figure out why you're making these choices.
It was a foolish mistake.
And how old are you?
I just turned 38, ma'am, November 15th.
All right, so there are no excuses. Like, what's the excuse for taking a phone and you say you already had a phone?
We had, me and Mr. Ted, we had got into it. And it was a foolish mistake. I should never did it.
No, it was a choice, not a mistake.
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm trying to figure out, why are you making these choices? You tell me you come from a good family. You have a military family. You now have a daughter in your life and you came all the way here to find your daughter. You find your daughter and then you're making these choices.
Yes.
So I'm trying to figure out why.
Okay. I had lost my job, both of them. I was working at Taco Bell in a Ford warehouse, ma'am. And me and my little brother, the one that recently passed away, got into it, and he put me out, and I really didn't have nowhere to go. I was on the streets, man.
What about your sisters?
My sisters, once I have 9 brothers and sisters, once you do one person something wrong in my family, the entire family mad at me, and I didn't have nowhere to go, man. And I went back to the streets, and that was the worst thing I should have never did in my life, man.
All right, is there anything else?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Nothing from the state, Judge.
All right, what are you requesting?
Nick Miles supervision, Your Honor, and deferred adjudication, hence, but in the alternative, 180 days in jail as a condition of deferred adjudication.
And state, what are you requesting?
We're opposed to the application for deferred adjudication. We're asking that it was a 10 opposed that we oppose that.
Okay. All right, probation. And this is just because I love to have more information than not information. This is not saying I'm going to rule one way or the other. Can you explain why DDRF is saying that he does not meet their targeted population, but according to the report I'm reading, it says in 2003, he was in DDRF.
Your Honor, those are reviewed on a yearly basis. So in 2003, he may have met, and now he does not. I'll look more into the case. Can I have a name, please?
It's Claudel Carney. All right, everyone have a seat. I'm gonna think about this.
May I address the court vote?
Yes,
It's 2022-23, not 03.
2003. All right. Thank you. Carney.
Here, President.
All right. Council, I need to think about this some more and get some more information. So we're gonna recall it for 1:30 today.
Your Honor, may I have 1:30 tomorrow? I have a 2 o'clock.
The only reason why is because if I give him probation, it would have to be today.
Can I go 4 o'clock?
Hmm?
May I have 4 o'clock?
No, because then that helps messes with the deputies.
Can I have 5 o'clock?
Absolutely not. All right, if we can recall it for a different day, but everything's gonna be.
Tomorrow, Your Honor?
Let me see. Norma, can you bring Mr. Carney back? I understand. Not for tomorrow, but if we can bring him back next week. I can do Tuesday.
Tuesday.
All right.
Thank you, Judge.
Ready on Claudel Carney?
Ready?
All right, we're gonna go on the record. And then after that, we'll take care of Mr. Blunt. Court is calling 2023 CR 10366, State of Texas versus Claudel Carney, could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Daniel Escobar from the state of Texas.
Denny Callahan defense.
And are you Claudia Carney?
Yes, ma'am. Good morning, Judge.
Good morning. All right, so this is a case that I needed time to think over. And this is the case probation. Is this the case where there is potential DDRF?
Yes, Judge.
All right. So this is what the court is going to do unless there's more argument by either side.
No, Your Honor.
No, Judge, it's a two-man argument at the last hearing.
All right. Court is going to sentence you to 10 years deferred adjudication. There's an affirmative finding of deadly weapon. I'm going to order DDRF. So you're going to remain in custody until you transfer to their inpatient facility, and that's for mental health. You
Yes.
understand? If you would like, I can either sentence you to 5 years prison or either you can do this probation. Which would you prefer?
I'll do probation, ma'am.
All right, so the 10 years deferred, affirmative finding of deadly weapon, DDRF. There is going to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. The mixed caseload, regular UAs. Are you receiving any type of SSI?
No, ma'am.
There's going to be proof of employment within 45 days of release. No employment as a home health care provider with minors. 300 hours of community service restitution. There's to be no contact with Ted Gonzalez.
Yes, ma'am.
And from reading the PSI report, it appears both parties were homeless.
Yes, ma'am.
Does anyone have a copy of the TAP evaluation?
On hand, Judge, I can find it.
All right, Ms. Abrams, do you have the TAP evaluation?
Judge, let me.
I didn't see, from my memory, I didn't see any restitution to the complainant. Thank you.
He
Daniel, I
got the
have
cell phone back. There's no restitution, Your Honor. He was not injured.
All right, Ms. Abrams, will the DDRF, I'm assuming they can address the drug issue, or do I need to order that outside of that?
No, it's dual diagnosis.
Okay. We're gonna do anger management. And after he's released from DDRF, will they set him up with Center for Healthcare Services? All right, so I'll put in here, Center for Healthcare Services upon release from DDRF. And we'll do field visits one time per month for 4 months upon release from DDRF.
Yes, ma'am.
And do you have any family here?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have anybody who would let you live with them here, or they're not?
I was currently staying with my brother, and he passed away. So, but I'm still reside at the address 6555.
Oh, no, you don't have to give us the address, but let probation know, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and there's to be no unsupervised contact with minors. And I'm arguing that no unsupervised contact with minors because until you have your mental health issues under control, you really shouldn't probably be around minors, you understand?
Understood. Yes, ma'am.
Probation, is there anything else he needs?
No, Judge.
Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
Oh, ma'am. I appreciate you helping me also for Your Honor.
All right, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go on the record. Here's the thing. You're on probation, so you need to stay in contact with your probation officer. You have mental health issues, so you need to stay in contact with your case manager. They'll
Yes,
probably give you one. You need to make sure you do all of those things. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If there's a problem with the medication they give you, you gotta let them know what the side effects are. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Because if you don't talk to them, they don't know. In this court, to be successful on probation, communication is key.
Yes,
If there
ma'am.
is an issue and you feel like probation is not addressing it, you can always come back to the court. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
So from here on out, everything that you do, your range of punishment on this case, if you were to mess up, is up to life in prison. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you, Judge.
Who is here on Claudel Carney?
Here, President.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, how are you doing?
I'm good.
So, yes, we were here for a contested, but what's going on?
We are going to be withdrawing now and we will agree to alter and amend conditions for state ISF cognitive program, MRT class, and ISP supervision for 12 months.
Oh,
Correct.
all right, so here's the court's questions. And we're not on the record. Mr. Carney, what is your underlying issues? Or can somebody tell me?
Your Honor, to be honest with you, I was ashamed to come back in your courtroom because you gave me a chance. And with my family, I stay up at my deceased brother's house, and honestly, my family feuding over the insurance policy money and the house, and I got caught in between in the middle. Now, if
Oh, that always happens. Nobody has a will. I always tell people, get a will. As
yes, ma'am.
someone who doesn't have one, but that's what I say.
Recently, we all just moved from New Orleans to here, and it was by coincidence. He caught a heart attack in his house, and when you let me back, I thought I was going to a safe place, and I wasn't. And I got caught in the middle. Now I'm not
So
going.
what's your plan?
My plan is honestly, 3 years ago, I was in an accident. I was inside of an Uber coming from I had 2 jobs. I was inside of Uber and got hit by an 18-wheeler. I was about to pay my probation off. I was gonna pay you guys off and try to go back home because I have 2 properties out there I have to take care of.
And where is home?
Port Hudson, Louisiana, and New Orleans. That's where my dad's side of the family from Baton Rouge. My mom from New Orleans, but I have property out there. I just want to just stop giving y'all state trouble and just do the right thing.
But I understand what you're saying and I'm hearing the words, but I still haven't heard what's your plan.
My plan is after I win my lawsuit, because I called the guy. I was inside of an Uber. It's over $1 million.
Okay, let's do this. Let's assume,
I
let's,
was going to pay the whole 7,300.
no. Let's do this. Let's pretend. Now, I'm hopeful that you will win your lawsuit. But if you don't win your lawsuit, what is your plan? I'm trying to figure out what's your plan here today, because today you don't have money from a lawsuit. So what is your plan? Because if you don't have a plan, you're going to end up back here on a motion to revoke, looking at life in prison. So what's your plan?
My plan is to get back out there, find a job or two. It's just for my sanity, just work and stay out.
Well, where are you going to be staying? Do you have a place to live?
Yes, ma'am.
And is that at the same place where all of this was happening?
No, ma'am, not at the moment, because the house is up for auction. There's no one really paying the bills.
Oh, that's what ends up happening when you have no will. Everybody thinks they're going to come in a lot of money when somebody passes. And then all of the relatives who never spent time with the person before they pass, and I call them out of town, the out of towners. The out of towners always come in and everybody wants a piece of the property. And then everybody stays at the house and nobody wants to pay taxes on it. Nobody wants to pay utilities. They're just living there. And then the next thing you know, wealth has just left the family because people can't be responsible.
You ain't lying, Mr.
So my question again is, let me do it this way. Do you have a place to stay if you're released today?
Yes, ma'am.
And who would you be staying with?
My sister, Felicia Kearney.
And has she said you can stay with her?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And what are we going to do about employment?
My last month in March and April, I found employment with a family-owned seafood truck with my brother-in-law. His name is Leon Rowe, and his number is.
Oh, I don't need his number. I just need to know, I'm trying to make sure that you have plans because people are always happy to be continued on probation and then they have no plans and then we come back here. So I'm giving you a choice today, right? Here are your two choices. One, the state is saying they want me to sign this motion to withdraw. I will sign it. Or if you want to just do your time, I will revoke you and I will sentence you to 5 years. All right, so you want the motion to withdraw?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Miss Abrams, on this case, he's going to give you the address of where he'll be living, and that's where you're going to be living.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you're going to give it to probation. Probation, is there anything else he needs?
But I would recommend if we're not doing the inpatient treatment, I would recommend the intensive supervision for at least 12 months and the MRT class.
All right, do you believe he needs any type of treatment?
He's already completed dual diagnosis residential facility judge.
All right, so we have mental health going on here as well.
He was on the mental health caseload. He finished that. He finished an outpatient program. So, I mean, he finished his anger management. I would say the MRT, and let's keep him on the mental health caseload and the ISP supervision at the very least.
All right, so what I'll do is then the MRT, a referral to Center for Healthcare Services, because I don't want him, if he's supposed to be on medications, I don't want him not on his medications when he leaves the jail. The mid caseload and ISP. Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
No, ma'am.
And do you want your case to see if your case can be transferred back to Louisiana?
Yes, ma'am, that'd be nice.
All right, what parishes? Well, you have to pick a parish. You can't say, well, I have property in New Orleans and then I have property in Baton Rouge.
If you give me some time to figure out who I can call down there,
Okay.
and that would be nice, Judge. I appreciate it.
All right, so what we'll do is, because they can't transfer you unless you have a place to stay, he's going to give you information about what parish in Louisiana. Once that's done, I'll sign the motion for transfer.
Okay, one of them for sure is Zachary, Louisiana.
I'm sorry?
Zachary.
All right, in which part of Louisiana?
That's like a city behind Baton Rouge.
Okay. All right, so just make sure that probation knows specifically which parish you want to transfer to. And you do not want to set yourself up for failure by just naming a parish. So let them know.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. All righty.
Thank you, Ms. Boyd.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Let's get the facts straight. She loves a verbal ashtray. Never blowing smoke when she gets pissed. She's quick to castrate. Love her on a good day, love her on a bad day. Either way, she's here to stay. Call up holy, only